This episode is brought to you by Pisces Pros, makers of an awesome color flake that I've been using on my Bosemani for months. This stuff works, and I've worked out an exclusive deal with Pisces Pros to bring you some of their tropical color flake for over half off. That's right, it's only $5. Click the link in the description and get yourself not one, but 2 cans of tropical color flake from Pisces Pros. And now here's another amazing, my favorite fish room brought to you by Pisces Pros. What's up, Fishtank people? FishtankTV.com. Dustin's Fishtank's bringing you yet another awesome fish room here in Denver. I can't get enough of it. I'm at Larry Brown's house. Check out this. You walk into his place, his dogs will greet you. There's Larry right there, the man. We walk in here, and I mean, what do you got? This is a 100-gallon Larry at eye level.
Yes.
The low boy, so it's a 6-footer. And man, you had me at hello when I walked in, and Ben was telling me that your and I styles were a lot alike. So I love seeing this, man. Can you give me the rundown of this tank right here, and then we'll kind of work our way in?
Running CO2 on this part of the time, a bubble counter up in the corner. There's dirt substrate in some of these pots.
Nice. And
I buy the packages of bulbs and just throw them in there and let the bulbs sprout out.
Okay.
So there's crinium at times and ponegitums and whatever I can get.
I wanted to point out the algae. He and I both share the freshwater coral and algae. One of the things I really like about this tank, Larry, is your commitment to a couple of different schools. You don't see that often where it works really well. I mean, you've got just the right amount of bleeding hearts, which in my opinion, no one ever actually sees them looking good. You always see them in a pet store looking like crap.
I like different shapes and different sizes and different colors to mix and match.
Yeah, and I'm always a big fan. I've preached this forever for not doing the Noah's Ark style, where everyone will do 2 of one species, 2 of another. But this is clearly multiple schools really working. I mean, folks, take note. He's got, I'm just spitballing this, but what, 7 bleeding hearts, about 8 or 9. What are they, Serpes?
They're Serpes tetras.
And then the neons, of course, hanging out. And then these beautiful boys. Look at those.
When it comes time for bowl show, you can pick out the best ones and take them for show.
Haha. And then, of course, the Reuben, which is there dirt underneath this guy?
No.
No, wow, look at that. That shows you can grow a sort without dirt.
Here's a little cryptid snuck in here.
And then the Anubias just all over the place. And then I'm going to go back down here and show these 65 cubes.
62-gallon cube tanks, 2 foot by 2 foot.
And then there's, what's in here? These diamonds or?
There's diamond tetras, black tetras. There's some red severum.
Wow.
And Demarius.
And then these guys in here. And then look at this, as you turn the corner, like his whole room. They're over there, so we're gonna go this way. Larry, you got some cool salts. Were you breeding clowns? Did I hear something about?
Saltwater Wall, yes I have.
And that is not easy to do, folks.
I have raised some clownfish. They're not that easy for me, but.
And then
blind squirrel find an acorn once in a while.
Hey, and then one of my favorite fish that I had way back in the day, some of you old school subscribers, purple tang. Mine was called Rhonda Pauline. And that purple tang is able to live with the triggers because it's nasty enough to hold its own.
It's been in there for a year.
Wow. And then, good seating, by the way. He's got great seating in here so you can just sit and rotate around. Cichlids. He's going to throw in some food for...
algae sheet for the tangs. Won't last long.
Feeding the triggers. And you got those triggers for what? $100 bucks? Or I heard you say some great deal. Oh, that's gone. The wolves. Those guys tear it up.
They're active.
And then over here, we've got not enough time to talk about all these tanks, but definitely like here, and then I look down here. This is so sweet. This is a pond with Frontosas in it. You guys can see this down here. See that little Frontosa on that log right there? You guys check that out. Awesome. What other fish is the male is in?
I like the yellow labs in there because you can see them on the
Oh, I do see the yellow lab in there.
And there are big Frontosa. They usually stay pretty well hidden.
How many gallons do you think this is, give or take?
About 200.
Oh, wow. It's way more than I thought it was. It goes back under? Or?
The idea is to bring the pond plants in for the winter.
I see. And then, yeah, so much fun. You got some cool rainbows back there.
I like to mix rainbows with cichlids, and rainbows with other things.
Wow. Good looking fish. Good looking lupe and turquoise. Are those turquoise or those
Those are lacustris turquoise.
Turquoise, okay. Those are beautiful. I can't get to them good enough, but yeah, they're great. Look at those guys. That's a nice school. And then check this out, folks. Tank. Other side of this, and I want to back up so you guys can see this. Check that setup out. Not only good for water changes for your tanks, but your own personal water changes. You know, your own relaxing. Look at this. Rainbows. What are these rainbows? Those are really cool. What are those? Those are wild.
Madagascar rainbows.
Wow, I have never seen those in person.
They're not the flashiest, they're not the biggest, but that's full size.
Man. Well, they're pretty flashy to me.
They're from
Look at that.
Madagascar.
Wow, Madagascar rainbows. Look at that back fin. Two boys right there. Is that right?
Yes.
Two males. Wow, those are beautiful. Larry, I've never seen those in person. Now that's not too colorful. That's pretty sweet to me. And I love your Java fern. And then the hex back there. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can see that hex back here. Nice set of barbs.
Waiting for eggs to hatch out in that hex gallon. I had the Odessa barbs in there.
And that's what those barbs are, okay. And then I was here, and they were talking about some sort of a contest, a breeding contest, where whoever can breed the most species in a certain amount of time, is that correct?
That's not quite like they did with the magazine, but we go on every year, whoever gets the most points during the year for different species, raise 10 fish, 30 days, and you get points according to how difficult the fish is.
Wow, and he's got in here a Bosemani, Barpistogramma vitaniata.
Yes.
Which I can link up a video. I collected these in Peru, but I love seeing them breeding. And then he's got the babies. Do I have that right?
Those are fire mouths.
Those are fire mouths.
Babies in there, and in the next tank over. And there's also some other mixed babies in there. There's some odd live bears, porthole live bears. You don't see very often.
Wow. Another good set of good-looking angels. Oh, and then you got this whole setup here.
Keep a few killifish here and there.
These are great. It's a great little setup, and I get you got your mud sink too. Wow.
There'll be 4 young blue galeras in here.
Blue galeras. We saw some of these at Torrey's too.
Signature fish.
Yeah, those are great. Those are really cool. And then all this in here, any
there's tiny babies of those sunfish that we were looking at.
Look, oh, we forgot about the rummy nose. Look at those, folks. How many rummy nose do you have? Just a couple?
There's a couple in there. I need to fill out the school a little bit more.
Wow.
That's the one thing that's missing here right now.
Yay, whatever, man. It still looks really great. Oh, and you're running an undergravel filter. Wow. Had not my days with those are done.
Just on the corners.
Wow. And then I want to you buy these
These come from Lowe's or Home Depot. They're LED.
Wow.
Heat spectrum of about 5,000. They're not a marine light.
But you are using some from marine light over on the other ones, which
is true.
And that's great. You're growing plants pretty well with them. I'd be curious to see how they did without the CO2. But yeah, your ferns look great. Bulbitis, the Java fern as well. Is this that's just sending off all those little. That's, by the way, how perfectly healthy Java fern, sending off little runners. I mean, that doesn't get much better than that. So I just want to do a quick. Everybody can see like this whole, the massiveness of this little room here. Gotta love the tub. Larry, thank you so much, man. Ben told me this was my style, man. I love the way you got the plants and everything going.
He's prejudiced.
He's prejudiced?
It's a Grauer tank. There is Paracistus in there.
Awesome. And over here. Tank on, Larry. Looking really good, man. Don't miss that awesome deal on the $5 flakes from Pisces Pros. How sick was that fish room? I wish I had a video of me taking a bath in there. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe and tank on.